Housing development progress. Number one and the best. Housing development progress. Number one. Number one. Housing development progress. Number one and the best. Housing development progress. Number one. Housing development progress. In Nigeria. Housing development progress. In Africa. Housing development program and the globe. Number one, housing development program.
It is no longer news that a lot of Nigerians are homeless. The rate at which citizens enter the street to become internally displaced in the last few years is becoming alarming, and this requires urgent attention. People who live in makeshift homes and those who get their houses flooded share one thing in common: they become homeless at the end of the storm. Homelessness is a menace to the society. It breeds insecurity, fear, and other similar dangers in the society. It is also disheartening to know that low-income earners can afford government housing units in Nigeria today. There is a need for the government to involve an effective housing policy which will guarantee more affordable houses to the low-income earners. What is the pride of the government where the masses cannot own a house? This is Housing Development with your housing diva, Fleur Ani. Let's see the trending news in the sector. I will be back.
In a significant development, voting for the prestigious Africa Housing Awards 2023 Industry End of Year Award has officially begun. The organizers of the Housing Industry End of Year Award and Dinner, Housing Development Advocacy Network, unveiled this announcement in a statement released on Tuesday in Abuja. The grand annual event, now in its 4th edition, is scheduled to hold on the 9th of December at the International Conference Center in the heart of Abuja. The Africa Housing Award will not only recognize excellence, but also honor notable Nigerians who have made substantial contributions to the cause of affordable housing development in Nigeria. These distinguished individuals will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, an initiative that commenced 4 years ago. To ensure that deserving candidates are acknowledged, all organizations, practitioners, and industry stakeholders are warmly invited to visit africahousingaward.com and participate in the voting process across the various award categories set to be celebrated during the end of the year dinner. The Department of Development Control of the Federal Capital Territory Administration has accomplished the demolition of 11,705 shanties across the territory between January and October 2023. During a Sunday briefing in Abuja, the Director of the Department of Development Control under the Federal Capital Territory Administration, Mukhtar Galadima, announced that the department not only generated 1.7 billion naira through building plant approvals, but also contributed to the creation of 13,873 direct and indirect jobs within the same period. Galadima clarified that the shanties demolition targeted specific areas encompassing Kabusa, Kasuwandiri, Galadimawa Junction, Mabushi Scavenger Colony, and Gudu District along Oladipo Dia Way. Housing Development Advocacy Network (HDAN) has congratulated the new chairman of the House Committee on FCT, Honorable Mukhtar Betara, and his deputy, Honorable Emeka Chinedu. In a statement issued recently in Abuja, Festus Adebayo, the executive director of HDAN, revealed the directive for the committee to investigate the matter of multiple land allocations, particularly in the Lugbe area of the Federal Capital Territory. Adebayo further stated that the committee should also look into the area of regulating the real estate sector. According to him, the consumers of real estate products are not protected.
For full details of the news, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. According to UN statistics, over 50 million Nigerians are considered to live in substandard housing. Housing, as one of the most necessities of mankind, is known to affect human health and well-being. This week, we took a visit to Nasarawa in Nasarawa State. Now, here are our findings on the living conditions of the residents.
Nestled in the beating heart of Angwan Nasara Ruga, Mararaba is a vibrant community, boldly facing challenges and navigating through adversity with unwavering resilience. During the rainy season, the river poses a threat as it can flood homes in Angwan Nasara Ruga, Mararaba. Chief Audu Tafa, the traditional ruler of Sabongeri, sheds light on the harsh living conditions and the community's ongoing struggle with essential amenities. Reliable water sources is not available to them as they depend on vendors, locally known as Meirua, for water.
The little history I know about this river, we've been here now since 2012. 2012. Then before I came down to 2012, it was a church somewhere there that, creates passage a little bit. Then later they struggled to make sure that this bridge is being constructed. But actually during the rainy season, it's a lot of problem. Let me just put it in a simple, it's a lot of problem because once the rain starts falling, if a heavy rain comes up, nobody will be able to cross the river.
Okay,
cross the river. Nobody. You know where is the road. You know where is the road. Everywhere will be blocked up until after some few hours. Then when the rain stops, then people start. It's the big problem that we are facing here. The only source of water we have here is all these people that have boreholes. This Merua. This outside people that sell Merua. So likewise myself. That's where we are living. Before this fuel subsidy problem, the truck of water then, which is 14, they sell it maybe 250, 300. But now it's 500. It's now 600 naira.
Blessing Omachi, a resident for over 7 years, highlights the challenging living conditions, emphasizing the lack of access to quality education, road, security, and healthcare. Despite these hardships, the community faces steep house rent rates, with a single room reaching close to 80,000 naira.
I've been in this place for over 7 to 8 years now. The living condition is not friendly. The way there's no water, it's just few borehole. We buy water in this place.
How much do you buy your water?
Like truck is 600. Now that is before 600. Now it's up to 800 per truck. And sometimes you look if there is no light. That is how we'll carry rubber up and down and be looking for water. The government hospital here is not functioning well. Government school is nothing to write home about. It's not good at all. The government school is just all this. The children go to school without no slippers, no sandals. So we cannot even put our children in the government school because it's bad influence. The children go in there. The rents are expensive. They are expensive. It's not like a single room in this place is up to 80, and there's no water. 80,000 for single room, and you share toilets. It's 80,000.
While education is one of the basic gain in life, Sir Benson, a dedicated school owner, emphasizes the community's eagerness for education and the critical need for improved infrastructure.
Initially, I was thinking that maybe this part of the world, they don't like going to school. But if you look at my school now, majority of the students, they are from this part of the world. Many of them, they are outside Fulani. So the school is, the people here, they have interest in education very, very well.
Damuwanmu, kin ga dai damuwanmu na farko, kin ga gada gata can. To ita ce muna da damuwa a kanta, ƙwarai da gaske. Mu ne ke ɗan haɗa kuɗi muna ɗan mutanen unguwa mu ne ke haɗa kuɗi muna ɗan yinta. Yanzu kina ganin wannan hanya tun daga Maraba, kin ga tun daga Maraba har ta kai can ba kwalta, ba mu da ruwa, ba makarantar gwamnati.
In the midst of these challenges, Angwan Nasara sent out a resounding plea for better living conditions, improved education, and infrastructure. The question lingers: will the authorities answer this call? Time holds the key as this community presses on in the hope of a brighter tomorrow.
A visit to Nasarawa in Nasarawa State there. Shelter means more than a roof over one's head. It also means adequate space, physical accessibility, adequate structure stability and durability, good basic infrastructure such as water supply, sanitation, and waste management facilities. The list goes on. Everyone deserves decent shelter and improved well-being. Still in Nasarawa State, we took our time to speak with building material sellers about cost of building materials and the patronage of their goods. Now take a listen.
The increase in the price of building materials across the country is compounding the woes of the housing sector. Persistent high inflation in foreign exchange is taking a toll on building materials as prices of essential construction materials keep rising, thereby making the prices of homes across board and rent in major cities of the country expensive. Prices of essential building materials like tiles, paints, POP materials, plumbing materials, doors, and other building materials have risen by over 70% in the last 10 months, and these has become a source of concern to operatives because of the direct impact on supply, affordability, and accessibility to housing, especially for low and middle income Nigerians. housingtvAfrica visited the building material market at Mararaba in Nasarawa State to find out the current prices of some building materials and also how the present-day economy has influenced their business. Mr. Uzoma Goodluck Augustine, a dealer of floor tiles and paints, while listing out the current prices of materials, Augustine stated that customers are finding it difficult to purchase these materials.
This top lamp paint, formerly we are selling top lamp paint 6,500, but now we are selling that now is 7,500. This we say 2,900, but now it's almost 3,300. So the increment is much.
Mr. Obinna, who is into screeding materials, also lamented about the difficulties of making sales on a daily basis due to the country's economy. He listed some of the materials and their prices used in screeding and POP.
3,800 before, 3,800 before, now is 4,500. This is fillers for POP casting. 2,200 before, now is 3,100. And this is POP cement, 8,500 before, now is 9,500. This is screeding paint, 3,500, now is 4,500. This is 4,500, now 5,500.
LOC Nancy stated that business has been rough with a lot of changes in prices.
Actually, so many things have changed. For instance, this one, before now is 26,000, 25,000, but now is 33,000, 34,000 naira. It was 22,500, 22,000, but now it's 27,000, 28,000, depending. Like the whites, the prices are different too. 29,000. That's the price now.
Other building material sellers who are into made in Nigerian goods lamented that logistic cost has had a significant impact on the cost of building materials.
The price of diesel, that is the problem we are. Like, if we bought from company, like company, once we buy from company, they will charge the transportation, like you saw this big motor, they will collect 170 before, but now they collect 900,000, 1 million. Like this size, before we are selling 900 naira per square meter, but now it's 2,300. Yeah. This big one, 60 by 60, before we are selling it 1,650, but now it's 3,100, some is 3,200. We have the one of 4.5. Like the water is, all this water is here. Before we sell it 700, 850. But now it's 1,900, 1,950.
The rate of transport has inflicted ×2. When you come to the products we buy, our Nigeria products we sell here that is supposed to be cheaper for us, we get them so much expensive. We have like ×2 increments on our products. A pressing shower. Earlier before we sell this for the rate of 3,500 naira. But currently now we sell for 9,000 naira. Earlier before we sell for 150. But now we sell it for 500 naira. You see this sink now. Earlier before we sell this for 15 to 18,000 naira. But now we sell it for 35,000 naira. So it has really changed. We sell it earlier for 1,300, 1.4, but now we sell for 3.5. Yeah, and the 6 inches that is up there as well. Same thing, before we sell for the rate of 4,000 naira, but now we sell for 6,000 naira for the 6 inches.
As the growing level of hopelessness is glowing on the faces of the majority of business owners, they call on the government to look into possible solutions in solving the cost of transportation. Maimuna Bagudu, reporting for Housing Development.
It's good news. Are you a stakeholder in the built environment, or you are looking for an authentic, credible source for housing and construction news in Africa? You now have an opportunity. Africa International Housing Show has now created a unique opportunity for you by establishing a full-fledged housing television, the first of its kind in Africa. You can now access information on home ownership, rental, building materials, finance, real estate and insurance, among others, all on Housing TV Africa, channel 149 on StarTime.
Welcome back. According to research, the cheapest newly built house by a developer in Nigeria is $10,000 US. It is estimated that only about 9.7% of urban households in Nigeria can afford the cheapest house. In most parts of the world, rent are paid monthly. Property owners in Nigeria, especially in major cities, typically demand upfront rental payment of 1 year and most times more. Today, we'll be able to determine the rental preferences of tenants as we speak on Voices on the Street.
I will prefer paying yearly, because if you are paying yearly as you start the year or as you pay your rent, you have something already on your mind that you have a commitment before you. As your rent expires, you have to renew. So yearly will be better than monthly. And then with the economic situation in Nigeria today, if you are self-employed, jobs could come, jobs may not come. So if you are paying yearly, you have your mind on something and you save toward the renewal of your rent.
Me personally, I prefer paying my rent per annum, like yearly. Because each year you have to pay your rent so that you can be able to relax for the whole year. But it depends your income. Some people might prefer to be paying their rent per month, depending how they make their money. So, but for me, I prefer paying my rent per year.
As a tenant, I prefer to pay my rent yearly because sometimes within the month I may not be in town or one way or the other. Probably gathering the money every month might also be difficult for me. So I prefer piling it up at the end of the year. I pay at once.
As a landlord, I prefer to collect my money yearly so that I can use it for a major project, or maybe if I have something to do, it will come in bulk. And so also if I were a tenant, I think I would prefer to pay it like that so that I know that once I'm done paying, I'm done.
I prefer my rentage monthly. Monthly, I'll be counting my money because anyone that is not paying the month, first month, second month, that person is default.
Voices on the street there. It will be recalled that the former Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, at the 15th Africa International Housing Show urged landlords of private properties to collect from tenants monthly, quarterly, or half-yearly rent instead of the usual annual rent to ease access and affordability of housing for Nigerians. It will, however, take more than an urge or prompt. A deliberate attempt needs to be made to restructure the rental space and provide an affordable and flexible payment system. I will be back shortly. Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. The Nigerian Property Technology Proptech recently held a two-day conference in Lagos State. The event brought together industry leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, and technology enthusiasts to explore the latest innovations in the real estate and property technology sector. Now here's the full report.
The Nigerian Property Technology Proptech recently held a 2-day conference at 4 Points by Sheraton in Lagos with the theme Enabling Proptech Adoption in Africa. Proptech, which is the largest conference that connects real estate stakeholders, investors, and the Proptech community to collaborate and share insights in developing the African Proptech industry, had in attendance major key stakeholders in the tech world to share ideas on how to solve and find solutions facing the Nigerian Proptech space.
Talking about the size of the market now, for us to know that we are really in the right place, and this is where we need to do more in terms of the contribution of Proptech to the economy. The concept of Proptech itself is not just real estate and technology, but it's also around the fintech area, because without fintech, then you cannot really recover your money. And you need a payment solution for us to be able to make our transactions to become bankable.
Mr. Benga Ismail, chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, Lagos State, gave the keynote speech where he listed out the major achievements of Proptech.
Today, as we gather to explore the transformative power of Proptech in the real estate industry, and especially in Africa, Proptech, which is the fusion of property and technology, has paved the way for efficiency and new opportunity that has reshaped and continues to reshape the landscape of real estate or the real estate sector globally. It is, however, rather funny that it is only today that Proptech is carrying it for itself, its own space. From the moment the internet and iPad came into fruition, the world of property has not remained the same. It is indeed from those early innovations that we have today what we term Proptech. Therefore, Proptech will be known in these various forms: listing sites, CRM platforms, property management and construction software, digital marketing platforms, large brokerages such as EXP, Compass, blockchain innovations, and GIS.
Right in the conference room, problems were being analyzed and solutions were being deliberated upon, while looking at the brighter side of the real estate industry and also embracing the use of technology to help foster real estate in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Mr. Ibinoba thanked all of the participants and traditional real estate players for gracing the day and also sharing their innovative ideas.
I just want to say a big thank you to all of our participants here, and I want to thank a lot of the traditional, what we would call traditional real estate players who are here today.
It's countdown to the most prestigious housing awards in Africa, African Housing Awards 2023, and this time, the Affordable Housing Hall of Fame will be held alongside it. This Hall of Fame award identifies and honors individuals who have contributed immensely to the development of affordable housing for Nigerians. It is for individuals who have succeeded in championing and promoting low-cost housing, most especially for low-income earners in their states, local government, or both within the last 10 years. Affordable Housing Hall of Fame Award is the highest individual honor bestowed by housing industry. This year will see other deserving individuals inducted into the Affordable Housing Hall of Fame. Now, who deserves to be inducted into the Affordable Housing Hall of Fame? We shall find out come December 9, 2023 at the African Housing Awards.
It is that time of the year where we celebrate the excellent achievements of individuals and companies in the housing and construction industry. Which company or individual deserves to be honored for exceptionalism, hard work, dedication, and success in the construction and housing industry at the prestigious Africa Housing Awards 2023? Who deserves to be crowned the Housing Finance Person of the Year, Real Estate Company of the Year, CEO of Real Estate of the Year, Most Housing-Friendly Governor of the Year, Furniture Company of the Year, Most Admired Real Estate Brand, and other 30 categories. Vote for your preferred company and individual via the website www.africahousingawards.com. Africa Housing Awards, the most prestigious housing awards in Africa.
Housing is a fundamental right. Our citizens cannot enjoy all the rights without it. A household expenditure on housing is usually one that takes the largest share of its budget. Lowering housing costs then means greater opportunities for households to spend more money on other goods and services, which contributes to the creation of new jobs. Affordable housing is a service of general interest and an important pillar for a social, sustainable, and inclusive society. On that note, I call it a wrap on today's episode of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. I remain your Housing Diva, Fleur Annie. See you soon.